I got involved with the Rylan Strong Network. It's really funny how I got involved with the Rylan Strong Network. I actually was I was contacted by a mutual friend of all of ours that asked me to be involved with a car show down in Dublin, Texas, for this group of people that were putting together a new network for childhood cancer research. And I was like, you know what? Yeah, have them call me. I didn't know anybody in the group. I didn't know Mike. We'd never met. And Mike called me and we talked for, man, it was a couple hours. We talked for a long time. And by the end of it, I said, you know what? We're in. I have a podcast, and I was like, we're in. We'll promote it however we can. We'll come down. We'll make an appearance at the show. We'll walk around and talk to everybody. And I said, and if you need it, I'll even MC the show. I'll do the awards and try to keep everybody entertained throughout the day on the with the car show, and involve the listeners and things like that. And so we came down for the show. Actually, the whole board for the Rylan Strong Network came up and recorded a podcast episode with us in our studio, and we had a great time. It was a very fun episode, and from there on, we came down for the show, and it went off great. A lot of people, a lot of cars, a lot of motorcycles. I managed to go through. We were making jokes. Me and my crew were making jokes that I went through an entire car show without cussing or anything, and we actually came up with a little money, a fundraising deal for some tattoo work and things like that. It was a great day. And that night, Mike asked me to come over to his place to hang out with everybody because we were spending the night in Dublin. So my co-host Jimmy and I went over to Mike's house, and it was really kind of scary because there were like 35 or 40 people in there that I didn't know. And they parted the seas in the room and had me sit on the couch. I was like, these people are fixing to kill me. I did something bad. And but what it really was they had been talking throughout the day and asked me if I would come on board as the fifth board member for the Rylan Strong Network. And I, honest to God, kind of broke down in a small tear. Don't tell him I said that, but he got me. And so I said yes. And that's been, was that 2022? 4 years. Yeah, it's been 4 years. It's gone fast. So that's how my involvement came around. And we've been promoting the Rylan Strong Network every single week on every single episode of our show ever since then. So that's my involvement. What the Rylan Strong Network means to me on a personal level. I didn't realize how important it was to me right away. Right away, it was more of a, for whatever reason, I feel like we should do this. I feel like we should step up and help these people get what they're doing out there. Just the concept of the way Mike explained what he was doing, it made sense for us to do it on a business level, was to help promote. And that's kind of how that started out. But now, looking back 4 years later, personally, I can't see myself not being a part of it anymore, because the people that we've reached and the people that we've talked to, and the people that we've been able to put in line through our channels with the show and Mike, and we've made these relationships happen. And it just feels really good to know that, it's never going to be enough, ever, no matter what we put into it, no matter how much work we put into it, no matter how much effort we put into it. We're never going to be able to do enough, because until a lot of things change, we can only do so much. And one of those things is talk about it to, everybody that sees this and everybody that tunes in to listen to us every week. We're seeing, I haven't even told Mike and the rest of the guys this yet, but our last couple of episodes of our show of we've reached 1.3 million people every 30 days or so with our show. And to know that every single episode that comes out, we get to tell everybody, people that hear our show will know it. As always, be sure to like, follow, and share the Rylan Strong Network, and go to the website and all that thing. For me personally now, I've met family now. To me, everybody in this group and as part of the network is family to me now. And I will go to the ends of the earth to do whatever I can to help get the word out there. Advice that I would give the families that are going through pediatric cancer right now. First of all, no matter what you know the end result may be, don't give up. Don't 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 give up hope. Don't stop living life, and don't. This is a big one, and it's something that I don't really voice it often because I'm the jokester of the group, right? I'm the comedy guy. But this is one thing. Don't don't let your don't let uh your kid that's already going through this, don't let them see you um don't let them see you have your moments and your breakdowns and your give ups. Keep keep your role as a dad, and put on that strong front for your kid. You want, even though you know the outcome and you know what's going to happen inevitably, you want your kid to be able to live a life of fun, and enjoy being a kid as long as they can, because they're going through things that, they're growing up faster than they should because they're having to realize things that kids shouldn't have to realize. So my advice to parents and especially dads, um, as hard as it is, find you someone to talk to in private so that you can get all those things out, not around your family, and put yourself in a spot to where you can be as strong as you can for your family, and make sure you communicate with your spouse. You can be real with your spouse when you're alone, but make sure that you're on the same page as each other, and just keep fighting and reach out to the Rylan Strong Network. We can help. And if nothing else, we can help make a day fun for your kid. We can do something cool for your family. Even if it's just a goofy appearance or a drive-by of cars or anything like that, or have you at the car show where I'll take the kids. I've done it to, a couple of car shows that we've done. And I've had the kids run around and help me judge cars and let them talk trash about cars and stuff, and just have a good time and play with them. So, um, keep, I guess my advice is, keep your head up, pray a lot, and, make sure that your child knows that you're there for them and that you are still their rock no matter what. Why should individuals and businesses support the Rylan Strong Network through donations and, participation? And it, it can't happen without money, unfortunately. Nothing can. Nothing that we do can happen without money. I'm in a I'm in a business that everybody thinks is free because it's the internet, and it's not free. Nothing can be done for free. Everything costs money, from thousands of dollars of equipment to tens of thousands of dollars of promotion, to the $6,000 to $10,000 it costs to put on a legitimate car show. For every single family that reaches out to us, through the website or other means that we help, it costs money. And this isn't a business. This is a charitable organization. And the only way that we can help those families moving forward is if businesses and individuals continue to contribute and donate. Um, if you don't think it's worth it, I can tell you that it's absolutely worth it. There's nothing more fulfilling than knowing that you at least did a little bit of something to help. You did as much as you could to help, or you shared something to the 2,000 people that you have on your social media or whatever you might have. And to know that a few of them may donate a couple of bucks because they've got it to spend. Hey, and just because you don't doesn't mean they don't. Just because your business isn't in a position doesn't mean that someone else's business isn't, that Um, and we cannot make it without donations. We have to have them, and we have to do things to raise money. Otherwise, we can't continue the fight. We can't continue to put on these events. We can't continue to help these families out. And more importantly, honestly, to me, more importantly, is the fight that Mike is putting out to get things in front of the government and to get things in front of legislation and to make that happen. It can't happen without money. It all costs money. The travel costs money. The paperwork costs money. Everything. We need your help. We need as much help as we can. And um, look, if you own a business, it's also a tax write-off. Just to be as blunt as possible, everybody's looking for some way to write something off at the end of the year. Here's your reason. Here's your excuse. Don't do it on a brand new bass boat. Do something to help a bunch of kids and help us continue that fight. Most impactful moment I've experienced so far with the Rylan Strong Network, on top of the day that I was asked to join the fight and join the board, that was a big moment for me. And it really humbled me. A couple years ago, my wife and I were leasing a racetrack, a drag strip, and we decided to have an event for a little boy that we had been helping his family. Um, and we decided to hold a race and a car show for him and raise money that weekend for him. Um, I reached out to one of the racers that was at our track every single weekend. She's a super nice person with a really nice car, and this kid, he loved women. Wasn't much for hanging out with a bunch of dudes, but he was all about hanging out with, I'll just say it, her name is Chris. He was all about hanging out with Chris in her race car, and Chris got to take him for a pass down the drag strip in her car. Um, Seeing the look on his face, because he never really told you if he was having a good time or smiled or um but he smiled that day. He smiled a lot, and he gave us a thumbs up, and I'm pretty sure he shot me the finger through the window of the race car. Um, but also the impact that it made on Chris in her life and what she started doing, staying in contact with the family, and we recently lost him. Uh, but that was a big one for me. That day at the racetrack was a big one for me. So I'm a dad, um, and a grandpa. I've not had to go through what these families go through. I've not had to go through what Mike has been through. I know friends that have in the past, before I ever knew what the Rylan Strong Network was or knew Mike or anybody. I've known people to go through this with their children. I've never had to. Um, it makes you squeeze your kids a little harder. It makes you squeeze your grandkids a little harder. It makes you make time for your kids and your grandkids, um, because it could be them next week. One of my kids could have a problem next week, and we could learn that they are now someone that would need the Rylan Strong Network. Um, that's a big one for me. Like I said, I'm a dad and I'm a softie. I know I don't look like it, and I make a lot of jokes on the internet, but I'm a big soft hearted dude when it comes to kids. I love kids. I love making kids smile. I love acting like a kid. When I do live appearances at events, I make sure we play music to make kids dance. Like I always want to entertain the kids. Um, but it once I've become, the more involved I've become with the Rylan Strong Network, the more I squeeze my kids, and the more I let. It's given me a lot of patience with my kids, because, like I said, tomorrow could be a day that we get the worst news ever. Um, so it's really changed the way I look at things as a dad and a grandpa. What it would feel like if I heard my child had cancer. I'll be honest with you, I don't know how to answer that. Um, I don't know what that. I, the very first thing that I think I would that would come out would be denial. Um, I I don't know. It would be like broken glass, man. I don't even know how to. I don't know how to answer that, because I think that's one of those things that you cannot possibly understand what it's like until you go through it. We can support, and we can be there, and we can be a shoulder to cry on. We can be a source of revenue to help grow networks. We can promote the Rylan Strong Network. We can advertise. We can love on these kids. We can do things for these kids. But as parents, I don't think that's something that you know what it would be like until it happens to you. And I wish I had an answer for that, but I don't know what that would be like. And I pray to God every day that I don't find out what that's like. We are Rylan Strong.